Hello and welcome to the short board on Parshas Re'eh. It's also Rosh Chodesh. That means Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are not too far behind. This week's Devar Torah is based on the words of the Imrei Baruch by Reb Baruch Simon, who quotes the Bnei Yisascher, Reb Elimelech Midinov. And in Pirkei Avos, we have the mitzvah of Aser to Aser in Pasuk Beis, that you should give a tithing of your produce. And the reason for this is, and the reward is for it, is the man tilmad liyiras Hashem elokecha. In the next pasuk it says that you will learn to either revere or fear Hashem. That's what yira is, either reverence or fear of God, depending how you interpret it. Now, in the Mishna and Pirkei Avos, Perek Aleph, Pasuk, Mishna Gimel, we have Antignos ben Isocho, who tells us that don't be like the servant who serves his master on a condition that he's going to get the reward, but you should be like the servant who's serving his master, shelo al manas l'kabel pras, not to get a reward. He then concludes, V'hi moresh shamayim aleichem, and should be the fear or reverence of God upon you. So the Bnei Yisascher asks, what is the connection between acting to receive a reward or not to receive a reward and having the fear of heaven upon you? So to understand this better, we have to go to the gemara Berachos Daf, where R Zeira, after a long day of learning, not stop and doing mitzvos continuously, he got a little tired. So he said, you know what, I'm going to go outside the Bais Hamidrash, I'm going to sit there, and as the students of the Torah, the Talmidei Chachamim, walk by, I'm going to stand up for them, and a kabbalah agra, I'm going to receive a reward. Now this is also very surprising. There's this great Gaon who's learning all day long, nonstop, and now he's going to do a mitzvah in order that to get a reward. Doesn't he do it lishma? And the Mishna just said that, that don't do mitzvahs for the reward, do it l'shem shemayim. So in order to understand this now, we have to go the next step into the Zohar code HaKadosh. That on the Pasuk in Vayikra, where it says, before in the presence of an old person, you should get up, vadarta pnei zakein, and you shall honor the presence of the sages, v'yiresa melokecha. You will fear or revere your God. So once again, we have a question here: is what is the connection of the first part of the pasuk with pnei seivatakum vadarta pnei zakein and v'yiresa me elokecha? So they explain that this is the reward of doing vadarta pnei zakein, showing the respect to the elders and sages. The reward is that you will acquire yiras Hashem, and this is a tremendous level to receive. And once you realize that doing that mitzvah of standing up for Talmidei Chachamim, that you're going to acquire yiras Hashem, we can now understand the actions of Reb Zeira. Because Reb Zeira, what happened to him? He wanted to stand before the other people. He wanted to get the reward. What was the reward for Darta Pnei Zakein? The reward here was that he would get yira. He had examined his actions and he was wondering, why am I tired? Maybe I'm not having enough yiras Hashem. Maybe I'm not having enough reverence for Hashem, and therefore the Torah I'm feeling tired. But now, if he does a mitzvah that's such as Darta Pnei Zakein, standing up for these elders and these Talmidei Chachamim, the reward will be he'll have his complete yiras Shemayim once again, and therefore he'll have the energy to proceed further and continue his learning. So it wasn't that he just wanted a reward. So it's actually, this is the type of mitzvah that's not just that you're allowed to, the Mishnah is telling us that, not just that you're allowed to that in this case you're allowed to go for a reward. This time you have to go for a reward. It's not optional. If you can get yiras Shemayim, you should try to do that mitzvah as much as possible. So now we go further back to Aser Asrenu. What is the connection between giving Meiser and yiras Hashem and getting a reward of being able to revere Hashem properly? And this is one of the few mitzvahs there's several mitzvahs that allow you to acquire this trait of yiras Hashem. And so when someone is poor, they lose the yiras Shemayim. They lose the yiras Shemayim because of the concerns, but you're allowed to test Hashem by the specific mitzvah aser to aser, that we can say, so let's see, I'll give money, will you make me wealthy? Will you give me the reward? And the reward here is really the reward of Yiras Shamayim. So if Hashem makes you wealthy, then you're not going to have a problem of Yiras. You're not going to lose Yiras Shamayim. You're going to grow in your Yiras Shamayim. And that's why we have a connection for Aseret Strenulach, Laman Tilmad Liyiras Hashem Elokecha. So here you have, it's not just the mitzvahs of Kibbut of the aim or getting or dealing with the Brush Luach HaKain that we have a reward. We also see here listed that the mitzvahs of certain mitzvahs also we know the reward, and those rewards are Laman Yiras Hashem. So next time you see a gadol, stand up and make sure you give your meiser. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful